Well, greetings, hello, and welcome back. Guys, really appreciate you making your way over here for a video so quickly. I'm ImperialJedi, and it's time for another installment of our modded West Coast American megacity. A lot has happened actually since our last video. Had a couple live streams in, and I do build at like a snail's pace, but stuff actually does sometimes get done, which does amaze me. And in regards to actually building, I do want to be a little bit more focused on what we're going to try and work on for the videos. I think last video I listed like 25 things I wanted to do, and we did like 3 of them, not even. So I'll try to get a little bit better with that, and yeah, I don't even know, but it's gonna take some practice. So the first few videos, again, just a little bit of patience, but I think it's just good to be back, you know, all in all, and it's just so wonderful to connect with you guys again. Okay, so I've had a little bit of a peek back into the workshop, which is very dangerous to do. So I've downloaded quite a few new things, so I'll go ahead and show off some of that stuff, and I've updated some mods, so whenever possible, I'll try to like talk about what I'm using and who the author is. But yeah, for starters, in our live stream, we decided to upgrade this intersection over here. The thought was to go from a T intersection into a roundabout to try and improve traffic flow, because of course roundabout, superior intersection. And we didn't really want to like interfere too much with the trams. So I wanted initially to do some crazy like elaborate bypass, and maybe one like over top of the rail or something like bizarre like that, but no. It didn't really suit the theme right over here, so we kind of took the UK approach. We kept the roundabout, you know, elevated, went underneath it here, got the tram crossing. We're not crossing, but like, you know, the pickup drop off. Tram stops, that's the word I'm looking for. And on the busier side, we're taking a tunnel, we're bypassing more of the intersections. And the terrain was very uncooperative, so we actually had to switch between bridges and a few other road types here. But it does all work. You got the yielding in place, we've got the lane arrows, everyone talking to each other properly. So I think it's a pretty smart mix. And traffic is, like, you know, non-existent here now, right? And then speaking of this area, we actually had a really nice little breakthrough, I think. We've got a nice new central parking lot. We've changed around some of the configuration of the buildings here. We added some mixed-use zonings. We're getting just a little amount of people living here, too. Which I think kind of makes sense, right? Like, who, you know, who's going to use it, right? You need some customers permanently, right? Otherwise, your morning coffee shops might go empty. Well, maybe other employees, I don't know. But yeah, we've got like a nice little modern apartment over here. You know, we put in a Tesla dealership as well to kind of like, you know, elevate the area. In case you're wondering if you can afford a Tesla dealership, you know, through down a bank. Got your Applebee's to think over your decisions. Maybe Red Lobster elevated a little bit. And, you know, a slight little shout out to McDonald's looking so fine over here. Not to give them a plug or anything, but a nice classic like late 90s McDonald's right here. You know, back when they had pizza. That's what the restaurants very much so looked like in my mind, at least. So maybe that was the first one to go in, and still popular, so we're keeping it. But yeah, a little bit more detailing just kind of went in. You know, we got a little hotel over here. I think one of the coolest things we actually did over here, just kind of tying into this thing because we worked on this in the last episode, is we actually changed the tram. So instead of the tram being that flyover arm going over this intersection here, we've opened this up, which looks a lot cleaner now. Better view of the downtown. And we moved the tram depot. Got a nice new fire station in here too. And we actually bank a hard right, and we make our way over here. Now this way, those condos and stuff we added can get some more public transit. And we did expand on this too, on the live stream. So slightly bigger. Some new buildings, new sports stuff. And the one thing this is definitely missing, which I actually want to put in, maybe we can actually right now even, is I want a nice, vibrant pedestrian bridge. And I've got the perfect one in mind. And if you guys are looking to download this, just take a look in the workshop, type in Pedestrian Sidewalk. And I'll just kind of show you why this is the greatest little add-on. So let's just find a nice little quiet part over here so we can experiment. So if we just throw this down, looks very fresh, right? Very nice. And if you got the Move It mod, you can align this very close to your roads. So let's grab those nodes, pull this over. You know, and then we'll get the height right. That's kind of weird. There you go. That feels so nice. You know, you can put a newspaper box here if you're really looking to elevate it. Like this is, you know, this is the kind of detailing I want to eventually get to. I'm just not quite there yet. You know, but you put this in as well, right? You know, the whole shebang. Oh, there we go. You know, we got our power lines. We got our you know, our street lights. We got the rural field, maybe it's a little overgrown. So one day we might build cities like this. We might get to the patience. They might just become the autopilot, but that's kind of where I'm trying to be. And right now I'm using the fences a lot and some trees a bit more than usual. But that's kind of the next step. Okay, so the other cool thing about the pedestrian sidewalk, not to leave you guys hanging on that, is when you elevate it looks really, really nice too. So we'll bring this up, we'll go across. That looks very fresh. And if you get tall enough or happen to use the mods, this is fine road tools, by the way, we can force a suspension. And that's so fresh. Yeah, so that's really nice. So we're gonna put one of those just over top. And if we actually do it, oh, my poor computer here. If we do it tall enough, we might be able to spiral downhill on one side. Yeah, see, we start taller on this side, right? So let's go out flat. And then from this, oh wait, never mind, hold on, we can go back to the same height. Okay, maybe that's just ambitious thinking. All right, well, let's put it in first and see what we end up with before I get too far ahead of myself here. So I want it to be in line with maybe that crosswalk there. So let's start ground level first. I'm just on the 1 meter increments right now, just for simplicity. Yeah, we'll just do maybe that much there, and we can raise that node. And then this part will be suspension. And again, we'll just use Move It Mod to fix all this. And the downside to downloading more mods and assets is your game runs a little bit slower. So I think I may have gone a little bit overboard. So if the game does feel a little bit sluggish, I'll try and improve that for the next video. It seemed to be okay while live streaming. It's just now that I'm recording and playing, I think that's where the bottleneck's starting to happen. Okay, well, I can't really get that to be 100% perfect, but that's still really fresh. Really like that a lot. And then over here, I don't think we're gonna end up doing the slalom, but we could, you know, we could if this was not the right height, but just not for here. So we'll just do regular covered, and then we'll switch over to ground. Okay, so what do you need to do? You need to come up a bit. And you need to be brought in. If you guys have not tried out the Move It mod, if this kind of stuff hasn't sold you yet, I highly recommend it. You'll see me use it probably the most. It is pretty much my Desert Island mod. I think I mentioned that in the last one too. And you know what? Let's just go for the whole realism factor here. Let's raise this up. Yeah, that's way better. And let's actually just match. So Move It mod, more tools, right? I held down Shift so I could select multiple nodes. We're going to expand with our little triangle thing here. We're going to grab the bottom option, which is to align the height, and we're going to click on that. And so now this is a uniform, even Steven height the whole way through. You can see downside though, of course, is, you know, that's not looking very good. So we can probably find a compromise. Let's grab all the nodes and maybe just go down just like the slightest little amount. Or, you know what? Hold on. Let's give ourselves a challenge. Let's put the slalom in over here. Let's give that the real try. So the terrain should fix itself once we put in the next piece that's going to be elevated. And if not, oh boy. And then we're on the 1 meter increments, so it's going to be pretty easy to do this. But let's start going down. And I'm going to turn off the guidelines, and we'll just freehand this. So down. You know what, actually, maybe not as elaborate as it needs to be. Maybe just down in this way. I was going to try and sneak under. Well, I mean, we still probably could. I guess I'm just afraid of a challenge here. And again, beauty of the movie mod. Anything you mess up, you can fix. Make that grounds. Alright, what is your story? Did this work out okay? Let's move the trees out of the way first so we can just get a better view. Trees are friends, so we'll keep them. That looks not bad, coming in. Line that up a bit better. Yep, sound barrier, yep. Now, you know, maybe for the sake of safety, We could either put in our own wrought iron fence, or we could probably upgrade that last little bit. Oh, someone's using a bicycle. That's nice. So let's try the fence option. I should be able to anarchy this all in without any real problems. Cool. And guys, forgive me for not making like a proper updated mod and asset list. I'm just using so many thousands of assets at this point that it just seems so impractical. And then the mods, I change them so frequently. And a lot of them become like, you know, depreciated, some of them merge, some of them get updated, so. But yeah, again, I'll just try and talk about what mods I'm using. And so the majority of the time, this is just Move It mods so far. And that looks great, doesn't it? That was really worth the effort. I can't believe I'm almost checking out of that. And the fence is a nice little touch. And then over here, I don't know if we need a fence, but maybe we do. Maybe some silly kid or something will do something dangerous. Some mother or father will get really worried. Petition to have one of these put in anyway, so. You know, if it snaps, gets all weird, we'll just put it in wherever we need to. And then we'll Move It mod after. So yeah, hypothetically, if they ever decide to do a City Skylines 2, it'd be cool to see something like this in the game. What an interesting thought, right? Like, will they ever do a City Skylines 2, or do you just keep updating and merging this one? Like, do you switch engines one day if you get a better one? Very good thought-provoking questions, which I like. No real answers too, which is kind of cool as well. Okay, so just gentle. You know, and maybe to help hide and kind of end the... Oh, for goodness sakes, where are you going, my friend? What is this? What is this? Oh, boy. I noticed, so I upgraded the traffic president mod, and some of my parking lots, I guarantee this guy's going to a parking lot. Yeah, the queue to, like... Yeah, and they're all floating, too. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, something got a little bit borked with this. So I may have to redo some of my custom parking lots, because I don't know if the game is like jiving this properly. I think they think they're like up in the air still. So I don't know. Maybe we'll pretend this is not happening, but I may have to readdress this. I noticed it when I booted the game up today, and yeah, I think maybe I overlooked that in the stream. Either way, pay no mind. Floating cars, you know, it's the future. They're coming.
Fuel of the modern economy.
Alright, so I'd like just some oversized ones here to kind of hide the end of the fence posts.
At Burn Bean Coffee, our environment is perfect for all of your work needs. There's no better place to be distracted than the Burn Bean Coffee Shop and Cafe. Our coffee technicians are trained to make a variety of coffees and sugary coffee.
And then where's my favorite oak? Here you are.
Just as you like it. All while generally making more
beautiful, nice old oak tree. I love this one so much.
So drink up and let the productivity flow. Sippy sip coffee.
And I feel like, yeah, you know, just kind of helps tie in the end of the fence right here.
While it's hot.
And if we wanted to, we could maybe throw in some more rocks. We could put down some more stuff to help sprucing this all up. You know, tree jokes intended. Tree pun intended. Like, I'm the worst. I can't even make jokes here. Oh my goodness. Isn't that nice? I think it's a lot nicer too than just having the tram. It kind of sends a nice little message. Trams definitely were a nice message to send, by the way. Public transit, but this is cool too. Yep, very happy with that. Okay, so that was a really fun distraction. I don't know how we ended up here for so long. What I really wanted to do today was actually some expansion over in our western corridor. We actually had a lot of progress over there. The downtown is kind of a little untouched since our last video. There may have been a slight addition or two. And like maybe some of the buildings, I don't know, changed, but for the most part, a lot of the magic happened in that first area we looked at, and then just starting to head over in this direction. So you can kind of see this is all nice and new. And we're definitely gonna see some floating cars through here. The idea was going for kind of like a posh, very like rich, you know, bougie area over here. Lots of shopping. We'll have a few medium height density condo towers with some mixed use. So we got some shops at the bottom, some people on top. Community center, we got a community pool. You got a community soccer field. You got a big old parking lot, so everyone's welcome. We got a lot of buses. We got transit coming through. We got the trains linked up. We got some double-decker, not double-decker, the bendy buses. The double, what do you call these guys? There's an actual term too. They're, oh man, someone in the chat's already typing this out. I know it. Or in the comments, I mean the chat. Oh my goodness. See, I'm so used to Twitch. But yeah, they're accordion. That's the one, accordion. Maybe not that, but yeah, accordion style. So high capacity, and that bus line will sneak up through here and just brings you into this area. You can see we got a little bit of shopping starting to pop up over here as well, which is really cool. Classic American high school, running track, basketball court. You know, go to hospital. We'll mix use over here too, so it's coming together, and we're getting a lot of use out of the bus bays and stuff over here. So all makes me happy. Southern Ontario, go trains, baby. Yeah, a lot of honestly awesome Toronto hidden assets, which is kind of fun. These are the buses they use for the West End, like, you know, Markham, part of Mississauga, Brampton. This is honestly a fun city. Okay, let's build something here. Don't just talk. Oh my goodness, this happens again. This literally happened again. Okay, I'm gonna try and talk and build, which is definitely a rarity. But what I'd like to do is maybe try to tie in a few more of these neighborhoods together, so we can put down some of the arterial roads. And doesn't quite have to be perfectly gridded through here. And you know what? This is definitely a wonderful candidate for a roundabout. We can try that trick that we did before. So if you got Move It Mod and you're comfortable doing this, just like, you know, literally draw like a roundabout-esque shape around the intersection you're going for, and then delete everything inside. You know, obviously that's not going to work, right? And then we'll, you know, if we want, we can do high speed in and out, so we've got the room for it. And again, don't worry about it being perfect. The idea is just get it in place first, and then use Movie Mod to fix it after. Oh, you know what would be kind of fun? So this is like, you know, maybe we're picturing more, we need more throughput. So let's do a asymmetrical road over here. This is one from mass transit. And we want the 2 lanes going that way towards the highway. And then we want, for sure, more room on this for queuing of traffic, right? So that's going to be a priority for us. So we're going to give them a little bit more. This is already starting to look kind of fun. To help with the curviness of it, we'll pull that in. Pull this in to tighten that up. It's already starting to look better, right? Open this up a bit more. There, that's cool. And do we shame? No. Roundabouts can be ovals. They can be squares. There's no problem. Real roundabouts have curves. That's the idea, right? And then what do you do in the center? It's a really good question. So if you want, you can maybe put down a statue. You can put in a park. You know, you can put in that that set of pedestrian bridges again. And what I'm going for is just a generic kind of flow. This is kind of like a what would you call them in the UK? Those gyratories, where it's like a block that is like a one-way. It functions as a roundabout, but you might maybe zone in front or inside. Maybe you have a park, like I was saying. Maybe a transit pickup drop-off. But the bulk of the traffic, you know, it just flows like a roundabout through the whole block, which is kind of cool. All right, so now let's make this a bit more functional. So we want some extra lanes. So a 2-laner through here, 2-laner through here. We can keep it 1 lane right there, 2-laner in that part, 2-laner right here. Done. Well, not done, but like, you know. And you're beautiful. No, 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 we're not done yet. By the way, this is also how you would do a magic roundabout. Just keep on adding, or if you got the movement mod. Well, actually, we'll save that for another day. We'll save that for a rainy day. I think I tried that once upon a time before. I actually know how to make them now, which is cool. But this is, yeah, I mean, this is cool. This would be a little bit of a nightmare when it comes to traffic signage and stuff, but theoretically doable. And then I should have mentioned this actually before, and I should have paid a little bit more attention when starting. But if we're all even Steven in terms of the nodes, it is so much easier when you're getting them really, really tight together like this. And you don't have to worry about trucks and cars looking like they're about to slingshot into outer space. So I'm holding down shift, same idea as before. We're just grabbing the nodes. You know, you don't want to grab the road. I mean, you can, but it doesn't really do anything. So just the nodes. We got this still expanded. Align the height. Let's maybe find, like, that's not a bad height. Or actually, no, you know what? This one here, I don't want that to be too steep. So let's align with this guy. You see, everything got brought up. That's actually really fantastic. Yeah, actually, I don't have to do any adjustments at all. Now, hypothetically, this is a little bit of a tangent, so hopefully I'll remember we're working on this and not start something else. But this might maybe help someone somewhere. If you just download the Move It mod and you're going bonkers in your head trying to get slopes and stuff to align, you don't want to grab every node, and I'm trying to find a spot where this will work really well. Yeah, look over here, right? So if you don't want to grab every node and do it that way, let's put a road up here. Let's connect these two. This is not going to be perfect, but at least kind of shows what we're after. Actually, it would look better if it's a bridge. So I'm going to elevate this. Right, this looks horrifying, as you can tell. So we open up Move It mod. We go single selector. We grab the nodes. In this case, there's just 2 nodes, which is no problem. It could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 1. And we're going to look for a align slope, which is right here. So we're going to align the slope. It's going to ask us now to click on 2 objects to define the slope axis, which is basically in fancy terms saying, like, where do you want the top, where do you want the bottom to be? So there's a 1, there's 2. And now the game, like I said, not the best because we're, I think, a little bit too close given the height, but it's going to do its best to give you the absolute best slope between the two. If I had really spaced this out, this would look so much better. And in the interest of wasting time on stuff that maybe helps someone, I don't know. Some of you are like, what are you doing over here? I said elevate and it gave me a tunnel. This game sometimes. Come on. There we go. Okay, I'll try that one more time as elevated. Yeah, game's being finicky. See, only because I'm trying to do this now is the game doing this, you know what I mean? Okay, beautiful. So now we can grab more nodes. At this point, I'm just being stubborn, so we have to do this, right? The top and the bottom. And then we come in with our terraforming. 2 options here. Smooth it out, get the canyon vibe. Well, not quite canyon vibe. Or this is another interesting feature, which I only recently learned. So slope terrain works a few different ways. You can right click and just push terrain out to flatten, which is really cool. Or, which is really, really cool, check this out. So we're gonna push this in, right? So we right click here. Maybe it's left click, sorry, I'm gonna figure this out. So we're gonna left click. And then I'm gonna go to the top of the hill. And I'm gonna left click and drag down to where my first click was. And then watch this. It slopes it. Isn't that the coolest thing? I only just recently learned this. I've been playing for thousands of hours. That's a new discovery for me. So let's push this all back and start again. You know, so we got a mountain, we want to slope it. So I'm literally left clicking here. Left click. Clicky. And then I'm not touching anything else. I'm just going where I want the top of the slope to be. And I'm left clicking and holding. And then as I go towards my first clicky, it starts to slope that downward. And now we're left with this really wonderful, gentle slope. How cool is that? That's a nice little wonderful thing. And then you can kind of, you know, erode, smooth out. Okay, biggest tangent ever. This is how the videos stay entirely off topic. Okay. Let's get some traffic going through here, so I actually do want the speed on. And we'll just find ways to improve this. So we'll watch and see where the buildups are. We'll do some zoning as traffic goes through here, and then we'll improve. We'll just kind of watch. So I want just a little access road, I want to call it, I guess. Maybe it goes like that. And let's keep it skinny. And I'm envisioning over here maybe some of those modern style condos. Like newer developments, newer things like that. Just grab that node. And if you do page up, page down, I'm just tapping right here, holding it, it'll gently adjust. If you hold shift, it'll increase the speed. And then let's do a little bit of a gentle. So I'm already noticing that between this little part here, we're getting some bottlenecks. So we'll find a really fun way to fix that. But let's get some traffic really going through there first. All right, so I'm gonna go through my high density list over here. I'm gonna try and find a few modern condos. That's nice. Yeah, like this kind of stuff, right? This is what I used over in the little shopping pavilion area we had. Bit of a different option. Yeah, let's throw one of these guys in. And like you can tell, our road is a little bit crooked, at least the back one is. So let's use the movement mod. We'll align this, just for the visual's sake, with the main road down here. I think that'll look a little bit sharper. And then, you know, that one can definitely be curved, but let's maybe make this box the straight part, and then this can be the curved. And so what's happening right here, this is a great example, is a vehicle will not enter an intersection unless it can successfully clear it. I think because I turned my traffic precedent functions up, is actually not doing what the vanilla would do. Oh no, here it is. Okay, so this truck will not move forward to get to that blue car because there's not enough room for it to either wait behind it. Yeah, exactly, perfect. So cars will not enter an intersection unless they can either fit or exit. All right, so to increase that, we're gonna open up our traffic precedent mod. We're gonna get the arrow out kind of thing here, the junction restrictions. And I'm just gonna tell cars right here, ignore that. So please enter this intersection. In this case, it's totally fine because it's just, you know, one way moving in, right? And the same with over here, right? This is supposed to be two-way out, so we haven't fixed that yet. Silly me. And then now we're gonna use some traffic precedent magic here. So the outside lane will be the exit lane. So the outside lane is going to filter into these two. These two go into their corresponding. And then bada bing, bada boom. So you are a go left or to the highway. Whereas you are a go right. We could have made this a 3-laner, like a 3+1. Might get a little bit wide, so I'm okay with this. You know, and then keep that a left-hand lane, then keep the middle one for the highway, but I still think this will be okay. And depending on traffic, you know, like that would have been also an option, right? Actually, okay, all right, I've talked myself into it. Just so I can show you guys options, right? So this is for the highway. And then to turn right, we're gonna add another option here. This is so typical, eh? Here I'm saying, guys, we're gonna build nothing but residential stuff. And how much have we done? One building. That's okay. The idea, though, really behind my thought process is the arterial roads go in first, like the main roads. We figure out if traffic can kind of handle what we've just done. And then, you know, then we add some buildings and improve on it, right? There's no sense like swinging for the fence with decorations if it's all going to be changed. And just that, like, one little adjustment has already cleared all the backlog of traffic, so that's great. And we're gonna make sure this goes proper. And then to make things even better here, this is, you know, just the improvements, right? I feel like this is kind of where I'm at with my city building. And I'm just very pleased. So I want this to actually be asymmetrical, so we're gonna find 3+2. These ones are available from the network extensions mod. You get some additional roads. So I want you to be a left-hand turn. And I want you to go straight. And I want you to go that way, and then check this out. This is going to be the absolute magic right here. Just to really improve the speed of this intersection. Check this bad boy out here. So we'll just bypass the lights, and we'll sneak this in right here. And I'm holding down left alt, which is going to help me with my snapping. And earlier, I think I mentioned around that roundabout, that first one, we're having some problems with the terrain. You could have made that into a bridge instead of just trying to finicky, you know, fandangle all day with it. Sometimes it's that missing link. Okay. And then just kind of a little bit of a shout out here to Biffa, you know, we're going to do some lane mathematics. Had a lot of you mention that in the chat. And obviously in the dream world, everything is lane mathematics, right? But it's not very, as silly as it sounds, it's not very common in real life, which is so terrible, right? So we're going to intentionally create some traffic zones, not to create like a backlog, but just to add like a slight bit of realism.
Our cars are more than just hunks of metal that take you from point A to point B.
All right, so that's what I was talking about before, just kind of that fine configuration. Somewhere it exists, you know, between the types of roads and whatnot. So this way we can cycle, we get 2 people going on, we can use the lane manager to add the proper stuff through here.
The climate control device brings the air temperature
to pull that back.
It's our way of making our cars comfortable for the majority of mammal species. In fact, it is a perfect vessel for transport from short.
So what I'm going to do is cut down on the number of nodes right there. Try it one more time here.
More than just an outdoor.
Just have patience whenever you're doing this kind of stuff, right? Don't feel like you're. And also too, you can always save before if you're kind of a little bit nervous of doing this kind of stuff.
Off the lush vegetation of the time. Their mere existence transformed the landscape
cool.
and made a lasting impact.
So this node here, that was our issue before, so we want to space that one out.
Dino Oil is proud to continue by using their eons-old dead bone goop.
And all we have to do is just probably redo the traffic president alliance through here, but that's okay.
Dino Oil. Embrace the power of bone.
And guys, I promise we'll get at least one block done. You know, we're gonna fill this in. I said residential building. We're 30 minutes in now. We've done one building so far, but I hope this is honestly helpful. Like, guys, let me know in the feedback, like in the comments section.
Dear Penham, even though I like your show
Sorry,
and
it's
your
the
interesting
talking.
talks, I somehow...
Mucho's talking with that one. There we go, back to music. And again, thank you for your feedback, guys, on audio levels and stuff. Yeah, I think the dream would be to get like one of those like Go XLR and like a mixer and all that stuff. Right now, I use a Blue Yeti. I've had that for a while. I don't think it's bad or anything, but it's very sensitive, very, very sensitive microphone. Easy to hurt its feelings. No, it's just like, it picks up like anything and everything, right? So there's a lot of background noise. If people upstairs are dropping stuff, you know, you'll just kind of hear it. And that sometimes, like, you know, makes you have to restart a video. Or if like a truck outside is just blaring its horn for too long, I'll be like, please, please, don't road rage, please. All right, so the sake of faster traffic flow, we like our curvies through here, so let's do that. Okay, now this does not need a traffic light, because we're doing a few things here, right? We're only going straight, and we're merging with our lane mathematics here, right? So you go straight, and then you go right. The only downside though, right, is if we don't have a node in between, everyone's kind of stuck unless we make this like a multi-lane turner, right? So in terms of options, we got to be kind of smart here. So you've got to go straight. This should also be 2 lanes, right? So it's 2 lanes going in. 1 lane turning. Okay, cool. And then like I'm saying, right, so if you're coming in over here and you want to eventually turn left up here, you got to have options, right? So we're going to make these guys go over, and you'll kind of see what I'm up to in the next one. So in this scenario, outside lane can go to the middle, here, left hand only, left, so you can still make your way over to here, and you can go straight. Straight, and right, and we'll just maybe keep that lane open. Let those guys go through here. Kind of a generic thought here. And then we'll just, you know, monitor, make sure this is all working. And then here, this is your dedicated left. These are your 2 lanes going straight. And you're not going left here. And then we'll adjust all those heights and everything in a second. And then here is your chance to go that way. cool. And that same kind of thought process, right? So we're gonna move people over. And then by that logic, this one should be the one that goes to 2 lanes like that. And then, oh boy, we almost need another lane to turn here, don't we, eh? Or you know what we do? Oh boy, this is starting to get a little bit out of hand. Put this one to this, get rid of one of the lanes, and just redo that. If I hold Control S, that'll fix the nodes right there. Just make them go into their logical order. So it's perfect when you're on a middle node of a road and you don't want any lane changes. Just hold Shift S and they'll go straight. Okay, this way you can now enter from one of the lanes, move over, middle lane, move over again, and then turn. So this should now, I think, work okay. Let's turn on the speed here. And then we can do something like a timed traffic light. We can put the proper yields and stuff in too for these guys. Making sure everyone's going to the right spot. And again, we'll just adjust that height in a second. Open up this junction. And again, you're like, what's the rush? If this feels like it's a little bit too much to do, don't worry, you know, just start slow. You don't have to build something as crazy as this, right? But there's no real rush though. Just kind of keep a mind's eye on what you're trying to accomplish. You know, there's no sense in erasing it all, going back to the drawing board again, right? If you're ever like stuck for ideas, Google Maps. There are people that are paid a lot more money than all of us to think of these kind of intersections in real life, right? No shame if you want to sneak off, you know, some of their designs or ideas. Just don't pass them off as your own, though, of course, right? Yeah, like, you know, Florida Department of Transportation, they have like YouTube channels where they have like the traffic engineers talking about stuff. You know, like diverging diamond interchanges, single point urban interchanges are kind of cool. And so if you guys have any requests, you want to see some of those in the city, we could try this stuff out, by the way, too. Okay, last little bit here. I'm not going to do too much more detailing, so I really do want to add some more residential. That really was the theme today. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness, how does this always happen to us? But this is great, like, worth it, I think, right? And then just the major thought process is we want an arterial road so we have very high flow-through rate connecting these two areas. There's a lot of residential, so there'll be a lot of shopping. And then this is kind of like a principal on-off for the highway for this part of the city here. You may not necessarily go down here to do your highway business, right? So, got to make sure this is a fast-flowing intersection. And I think it does, yeah, I think it works really great. If the bus is going through here, which is fun. You know, there's definitely some things we can do to improve on it. We can make that turn a little bit better, but I think the fundamentals are kind of here, so let's move on to some people building. All right. And again, it's more like that medium density height I'm going for. I got some really cool new, like, tall towers, but I don't really want that. Oh, that's cool. Actually, that's really nice. And let's just do a little shared parking lot, maybe just across the street or in this little part here for these guys. Maybe give us a little more room with this. And then this to me feels like it would probably have some stop signs. So let's close down Move It mod. Let's put in stop signs, and then we'll keep like through traffic as our priority here. And then because we use the in-game junction control, we get the actual visual stop sign here. And I think I'm just gonna put down a pre-made lot. If it doesn't really work too well, then we'll plot down one of the traffic president ones, but this is actually what I'm after. A little bit of an issue here with the height. And by the way, guys, like, obviously this video is getting done. We made it this far in, right? But, like, the fact that I didn't really stick too much to today's, like, mission objective, like, that's the kind of stuff that in the past would stop me from, like, releasing a video. I'd kind of, like, rewatch it and be like, you know, I'm not even doing anything of things I'm saying I'm doing, right? So, I hope I don't get eaten alive here in the comment section for not staying on target, right? Insert your Star Wars jokes, but stay on target. Yeah, it's just, you know, I have so much creativity, I think, right now when it comes to City Skylines, right? Like, I just wake up in the morning wanting to play this game more than anything. And, like, how do you still feel that way thousands and thousands of hours into a game? This is incredible. So I'm just trying to, like, you know, in my head, start making more sense of things, too, right? Like, what do you really want done? What is accomplishable, given our timeline, you know? So, slowly getting there. And I think, like, once we get a really good feel, so it's probably going to take a few more of these episodes, but once we get a feel, we're going to do our own modded Let's Play solely for YouTube. And the dream would be to have, like, a city of this size. It might take us, like, you know, 25, 30 episodes, more even, to get to this point, but we would do it. And I really want to just get, you know, newer, fresher content on YouTube. It includes DLCs, includes mods. Like, this game has aged so well, man. Like, if you were to directly compare, you know, these cities with the old ones, right? Like, from the first year or two even of the game, like, night and day. You honestly would think you're playing City Skylines too. Yeah, that's definitely not the right parking lot. Maybe a little parking garage. I don't think that's all that taboo. What do we got here as an option? Yeah, the modern ones are nice, but they're very big. And they're also giving me those weird issues with the floating cars. How's that one? That one's pretty big too. This one's not so... Oh, never mind, never mind. Okay, let's actually try a small parking lot road through here. I'm not able to get what I want, I don't think. Okay, now to keep it straighter and not look as silly, let's just do this and then stretch it. And again, move it mod, greatest thing on the planet. Am I right or am I right? Like, look at this. That's better. So we move this over. Maybe even pull this node over and then straighten that. And again, that's just holding down left shift and letting the Move It mod kind of decide what is the best curve given where the nodes are placed. And it's just trying to line things up. Sometimes you get a little bit of a weird dance like that, or these little jagged bits, but you know, these could be great opportunities to put an intersection in, maybe throw down a unique building that needs that, or yeah, try it again, and then hope for a better angle with the curve overall. I'm very happy with this. Don't really use these too often. I really like the zoo fence for a like a residential perimeter. They also work really nice as a sound barrier. You know, we can pretend like, you know, this is like a really loud intersection, which it definitely is. It's really close to the highway, right? So. And then let's raise our heights a little bit here. Oh, actually, the height does not want to cooperate. Instead, let's use move it to lower the parking lot. Yeah, that's better right there. And then we can hide some of the slight imperfections just with some trees, as per usual. Trees forever your friend. These are nice. Oh, magnolia. Oh, that's really pretty. That is so lovely. Let's sneak one more in here. Let's space that one better, though. I was gonna go for 4 originally, but I think we can get 5. No, don't use a parking garage. Is that a parking garage, by the way? Or is that guy just driving? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, I'll figure that out eventually. Oh, you know, being really nice, too. So we're gonna hold shift, get all the nodes again. We're gonna copy. Let's drop this over here. Definitely doesn't have to be perfect, like spacing and stuff, right? Like, real life gets in the way, you know? And you know what? Since we actually want to see these trees now, we're going to change this. I do like that, but we're going to change it. What is the point of putting out all these lovely trees if no one can see them? Okay. Now, I don't think services are all that bad in this area. It might be a little bit lacking. So let's take a look, and I might maybe throw down like a little medical clinic or something here, or maybe a school if our education's calling for it. The city definitely has got a tremendous amount of problems with it. Like, population is so low compared to how many buildings we have. I don't think all of our services are like talking to each other. I don't think all the zones are even powered yet. So it's a very like, it's a mismatched city here. Okay, let's do a 3x2. And just in case. And we don't want to compete for it. Yeah, that's nice. And then, yeah, maybe like one more tree just right here. And when I say one, I mean two, of course. 3. Maybe 4 trees. We're on a roll here, right? So 7 minutes later, it's like, we can probably put one, it's like all trees. Oh my goodness, nothing changes. That's nice though, right? And there, it took us 46 minutes of a residential themed build episode to get 2 properties in. Wonderful. Oh, that would even wonderful. We get to build more. This is so ridiculous. Okay, well, I did say services. That's a school. Actually, that's really handy. High school, not too bad. University definitely is lacking. Strangely, we have one right there, though. That's actually really cool. I thought that was a library. Oh, churches. Might be a little busy right there. Now, the thing with the church, right, especially this building here, it's a very old one. So this road would have to have been here for like a long time, and we'll have to have some like older buildings along with it to kind of signify that, like, maybe there was a small little residential pocket here at one point before the city expanded outward. So if you are trying to like do those kind of things, like make sure it just like is part of your city's story. Otherwise, it might stick out like a sore thumb and then kind of like do the opposite of what you're trying to do. And I won't lie, I'm still kind of like in that weird gray area where I struggle with this. But I have a lot of people who help me out over on Twitch. And then you find folk, of course, in the comments as well. Okay, maybe just like a little bit bigger. Yeah, I'm kind of envisioning one of these style tenements. Ooh, very Russian. Too big, though. Beautiful. No, then you know what? We actually block a little bit of the view going into our church. Yeah, it's almost like that should be open courtyard around here with a little bit of shopping, maybe. Showing the conversion there. One of these towers right there. Yeah, I could buy that. I could definitely buy that. So just to start us off really simply, let's district this. And we'll switch this over to local and organic produce. I think from a vanilla commercial building perspective, they look really, really nice. Is this grid of the excess? And then, so yeah, this can stay open. This can be kind of like walking park. And then we probably could do one more building or two just in here. It's a nice modern one as well. I think I mentioned this before. The problem too, right, is it's kind of hard to search within your Rico unless you know what the name of the asset is you're looking for. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. I like that it doesn't dominate that purple tower right there. Yeah. And so as far as kind of like a fun little thing we can do in the middle here, multiple options. I think this might be the last thing we do here, guys. We're kind of pushing our time. But we'll come back with some more of these. We're definitely not done with this. So walkway going through. Fence for part of it. The pavilion, that's a vanilla asset. Oops, there's too many L's. Let's throw this down right here. Rotate it so the staircase is right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you know, I have the right anarchy running so I can snap these. Oh, that's great. That's great. So let's get rid of that one then. A little more fencing. Kind of like the community park kind of vibe going on here. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Yeah, I feel like my pace is so slow right now. I should be building way faster. I'm so sorry, guys. Hope I didn't waste your hour here. Oh, no. No, I don't think we did. Yeah, it's looking fresh. A lot of road improvements. And I do think this is, you know, it's important to get this stuff in first, right? Otherwise, how are the people going to move in? You'll just create traffic jams. All right, well, guys, I think this is kind of the end. This is a fun little build, all over the place as always. But the city is definitely coming together, so I'm really excited to work on this both, you know, more in these videos and on the live stream. Just kind of show you guys what's happening. Just every single day that goes by, I seem to love this game even more than the day before, and I almost cannot understand how that's even possible. This is one of the greatest games ever been made. I hope you guys have found that like beautiful like inner peace, whatever, through this game too. I have no idea how to describe how this game really makes me feel, but it's like a fun combination of like painting a picture, doing a crossword puzzle, you know, standing in front of an audience and showing off like the greatest thing you've ever made, like having the best TED Talk of your life. You know, I just get all these cool vibes from this game. You know, and like you make mistakes like this, but you can fix them. You know, there's traffic, right? We can solve why this isn't working. We know why. We only have one turning lane, right? Like this is fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go tinker and putt around with this. I'll get this sorted, but guys, I look forward again to reading your comments. I'm so sorry for not being able to respond to all of them. And yeah, just keep them coming. All right. As I try to do my goodbye, I know the audio is not so bad, right? I know you guys can kind of hear, but I feel like this kind of puts a damper in. Here, put the classical on for a second. But yeah, you guys are wonderful. So yeah, keep the comments coming. There's definitely a lot more building to go, and these kind of things, right? Like come to the live stream because we go over like fixing this stuff, right? Like this for me is a lot of the fun. That's how the tangents happen, right? Like I know exactly why this isn't working. And we have like 3 or 4 different ways we can fix this, right? We can have away from the highway go here, directly into the roundabout, go over to here, you know? So yeah, this is kind of the fun stuff. I really enjoy doing this and then solving it. That's one of those things. It's difficult to explain what the game means, right? But for me, it just checks all the boxes. Anyway, my goodbyes, as is tradition, take forever. So I will see you guys again. And yeah, honestly, I will get as many videos out in the short run as possible, guys. I really want to get back into the roll and like into the groove of things, get the momentum rolling. And it's your wonderful, warm wishes and kind, like everything. It's your kindness and love, guys, that brought this video out so quick. So we'll see you again so quickly. English is not my strong suit, even though it's my first language. Who knows? Okay, I'm rambling forever and ever. Adios, my friends. We'll see you again. I hope your cities are going well. Please feel free to share pictures of your own. We can do that in the Discord. Some of you were saying the Discord link wasn't working. Just do a search for ImperialJedi. But it's supposed to be discord.gg/ImperialJedi. I don't know why it sometimes doesn't work as a link. But hop on in there. We got a lot of games as well. And I'll see you guys over in the live stream and more videos to come. All right, look forward to chatting with you in the comment section. I hope you are smiling. And hope the sun's shining. Hope you're having a great day, guys. And if not, better days are ahead, my friends. Better days are ahead. Okay, we'll see you guys soon. And yeah, guys, like, be nice to each other. Holy smokes, man, the world today. Like, go out there and put a smile on your face. You might need to cheer someone up and you don't even know it, right? Why do I ramble so much? I feel like we could have, like, you know, if we cut the last 5 minutes out of every single video, it'd be the silliest, like, you know, montage of just, like, ramblings. Okay, this is it for real this time. I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you so much, and take care.